जंगल जंगल ढूंढ रहा है मृग अपनी कस्तूरी को। जंगल जंगल ढूंढ रहा है मृग अपनी कस्तूरी को। कितना मुश्किल है तय कर पाना खुद से खुद की दूरी को। Well, relax. I'm not taking you all for a jungle safari. However, we'll try to decode the formula of decoding और ज़िंदगी की कश्मकश को सुलझाने की कोशिश करेंगे. But फिलहाल, imagine a deer roaming here and there in the jungle, very restless, in search of the scent or the fragrance, not realizing coming from within. The deer is you. The deer has been me. Namaskar, everyone. I am Dr. Sumedha Bajpai, an educationist, a founder, and an impact creator. Besides that, I'm a mother of two. One is a toddler and another is a teenager. In between, there is a husband lies who lovingly belongs to his own category. Then, I have long working hours of job and high demanding. This quadrant, my dear friends, has made me mastered in emotional negotiation, last-minute school projects, and multitasking. When my friends ask me, how do you balance it all? I smile and say, I don't. I actually juggle. And if something drops down, I bow and say, I am on decoding mode. Well, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, we spend whole our life in chasing things. Awards, rewards, degrees, jobs, promotion, designation. At least I did. Now, seldom pause and ask, who am I under beneath of all this? And what I actually want to become if world has not supposed to tell me who to be? If there is no fear of failure, if there is no pressure of judgment, तब आप क्या बनना चाहेंगे? और शायद यही है जिंदगी की decoding. Let me take you all in the year 2000, the Y2K year, when the entire world was entering into a new Shatabdi. The same time, a simple, introvert, underconfident girl from a small town, जिसको English बोलने से बहुत डर लगता है, decides to move to Mumbai for her higher education. And then she met her three fascinating words. Certainly, they are not I love you, but are you sure? People ask me these, whenever I did some unconventional thing, these three words follows me. I still remember that hall where my professor asked me, are you sure? You can't speak in English. Tum kar paogi. And then there are many other moments. These were unconventional for others, but to me, I decided clearly what I want to do. At the age of 23, leaving a job in Germany, are you sure you may not get this opportunity again in life? Marrying across culture, are you sure? Will this work? Registering into a PhD program just after my marriage, are you sure? Will you able to justify the responsibilities? So on and so forth. Since then, whenever were asked me, are you sure? A harder version of this comes to me. And that is, if everything I have is taken away, then who am I? And dear friends, since then, my journey of decoding began. I knew that I have to decode. But how? We all understand that whatever decisions we make in life, that shape our future, that decides that how brighter our days would be. Here, I chose this 7-step model of decision making, which is born out of my own experiences of 25 years of teaching, training, and mentoring, and based upon a lot of psychological and management theories of decision making. If you look at these steps, it looks very simple. But it is more about how do we execute it. When I choose to decide consciously, the step number 2, that I always acknowledge my feelings at the time of decision. It is important to accept who you are and what it would affect, and then choose consciously. How I decode a situation consciously, I give you an example of that. Because of transferable job of my husband, we moved to city every year. I do not remember any city where we stayed more than 2 years. Sometimes I joke that I spent a good number of years in packing or unpacking my things and luggage. The same city was Kanpur. There we lived hardly for 6 to 7 months. A city where I didn't know anybody and nobody knows me. But I chose consciously that this time, rather than searching for a job, I'll do something meaningful. And then I decided to create an online Facebook group of Kanpur female and named it Kanpur Ki Nari. But banega kaun member? You do not know anybody, and anybody don't trust you that what kind of activities you will be doing there. Trust me, the process wasn't easy. Just like a sales girl, I visit door to door, telling the people that I'm an educated girl and I'm working on women empowerment. I have seen a lot of scope in you, and we want to give wings to your dream through this group. Some people believed, many did not. In first month, 50 members. In second month, again 50 members. Motivated and happy that the decision I chose consciously is working. But then there was silence. Nobody was becoming the member. I was disheartening. But then I decoded one thing, that keep moving is one of the things. So I kept moving. I organized a lot of workshops, offline training sessions, gathering, and meetups. And today, happy to share that Kanpur Ki Nari is one of the largest online female group which is exclusively belong to a city, and there are more than 30,000 female members. We meet, greet, and grow together. We come and laugh, share, and a lot of women are doing businesses over there. Here, what I decoded that I am not creating a group. I found my purpose, and that is one of the results of decoding. If you find the purpose of your life, certainly you are successful at decoding. And here I got the breakthrough another, and that is achievements versus impact. My dear students, I have been a star performer throughout my life. Chase kar rahi thi na cheezein, award, rank, merits, job, designations. Right? So this you can see, I was a national winner in a debate competition. I was an all-round best student of the university. Tejaswani was the title given to me. Elected as a university president, that is unanimously. People withdrew their names. Dean, director of business schools, so forth, and the story goes on. It still continues. But during my journey of decoding, I realized one thing, that leadership or any other role you are in has nothing much to do with these titles, designation. It is more about the impact we create. It is more about the change we bring. It is more about the leaders we create with what role we are in. And that is, again, result of my decoding. And now I proudly work on impact creation. I ensure, again, choose consciously that wherever I go, did I make some kind of impact? If I meet somebody, did I bring some change in somebody's life? And that's how my decoding journey continues. With this, I want to give you a formula of decoding which worked in my case, hopefully can work in yours too. That decoding is a continuous process. If you think that mission accomplished happens in this, no, it is just a dead end, and end comes when there is no growth. Do not wait for the midlife crisis to decode yourself. It is continuous. Whenever you find yourself in fix, whenever things are not working for you, get up and choose consciously. And the second formula is, what I believe is that decoding happens in hardship. That my strongest belief that decoding does not happen in your comfort zone. It does happen in pain. It happens in silence. It happens when some hardest moment that has shaken you to the core. You can see this picture. I was forced to decode myself when I first saw a bald patch on my head. Initially, I ignored it. But within 1 month or maybe 45 days, I lost my 70% of hairs. I was really broken. I was not knowing what happening with me. I went to the doctor. They prescribed me steroid injections. That means 10 to 12 injection on one patch. And my mind was not ready to accept that there is some kind of autoimmune disease does exist. So I was completely broken, not speaking to the people, crying myself. And then one fine morning, I wake up and I look into the mirror and my eyelashes were gone too. That day my doctor said to me, she was a very renowned doctor of Mumbai. That day my doctor said to me, Sumedha, it is universal alopecia. You may lose all your body hair and that may not come back ever. Trust me, strangely, I did not cry. I was very normal, and that is the moment I clearly remember that I decoded the situation. From the doctor's clinic, I went to the wig market. Not because to hide something, but to understand. And there I decoded that people donate their hair to make these wigs. I came home and I searched about bald people. They look beautiful, vibrant and lively, and they are leading their life. Right? जिसको मैं बीमारी समझ रही थी, there was no physical pain in the body, there was no fever, right? Only one thing, if you remember in my slide, I said, one of the favorite thing of my personality was taken away. And that moment I decoded that beauty is not how I look from outside. It is people made me think that my hair made me look beautiful. But then I have 100 other things in me that make me look beautiful. And that was the moment I decoded. Case number 2. This was the story going on. I was just walking in the garden of my house, fit and fine and happy. The situation was on. My BP probably dropped down. I collapsed. Possibly it was the strong panic attack. And during the convulsions, that part of tongue was cut. My mother carried that part of tongue to the hospital. I went to under surgery and that was fixed. Here again, the decoding, the breakthrough. Imagine a person whose life is built around speech and communication. Her profession, her life, name, fame, everything is communication. She cannot speak at all. For some times, I couldn't speak. And for some other days, I couldn't speak properly. जिसको हम कहते हैं तुतला करके बोलना. And there, again, the decoding too happens. That you feel that communication is my personality's part. It is the perception of people. But then, there are 100 more things. We all have 75 to 80 organs. But उस पे तो कभी ध्यान ही नहीं दिया क्योंकि दिखाया नहीं गया. लोगों ने कहा आपके बाल अच्छे हैं, आपकी स्माइल अच्छी है, आपकी हाइट अच्छी है. What about other element? I decoded it when these things was taken away from me. I practiced everything the way I teach to my students, and then confidently I went to the classroom and discussed it with my students. And the formula I discover is courage plus confidence is beautiful. Shakti hi saundarya hai. The outer beauty will certainly fade out. And it is based upon the people's perception. But you are not what others says. You are the possibilities of unlimited things. Number 2, the decoding result is I take 100% responsibility whatever happens in my life, and this gives me 100% freedom. Freedom, not responsibility, not for my success, failure, but for my silence, for my pain. My dear friends, I'm not sharing the case that how I have recovered from some diseases because मेरे लिए तो वो diseases थी ही नहीं. I'm just telling you that it is the process of decoding. ये ऐसे ही होती है. If you remember that when you run any antivirus in the computer, it says that do not change the page or do not cancel it. Pain होगा, दर्द होगा, rejections will be there, failure will be there, ignorance, negligence. One of my employer asked me to leave because I miscare the students. But quitting is not the option. As soon as you do this, this is how decoding is happening, and the another better version is waiting for you on the corner. और एक और बहुत अच्छी बात डिकोडिंग की बताती हूँ. इसका रिजल्ट है कि जिसको आप चेस कर रहे थे ना, वो अब आपको फॉलो करेगा. My hair are natural and real. Doctor said that, Sumedha, what magic you did. And they are come back. So my dear friends, I will close this with this, that now next time when somebody asks you that are you sure? Maybe I'm not, but I am conscious. I am clear and I have decided. I am stop listening to others. And just one thing, as I have to finish it, ये काम जरा मुश्किल है मेरे दोस्त, फिर भी किया कर. ये काम जरा मुश्किल है मेरे दोस्त, फिर भी किया कर. मिल जाए जो औरों से फुर्सत, तो खुद से मिला कर. Thank you so much.